So before we actually start the program, like move on the next item on the agenda, I would like to call on Abid Zachary to submit this occasion in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with some few verses from the Holy Quran. So Abid Zachary, فليتفضل مشكورا. التكبير.
الله أكبر.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولقد آتينا لقمان الحكمة أن اشكر لله ومن يشكر فإنما يشكر لنفسه ومن كفر فإن الله غني حميد. وإذ قال لقمان لابنه وهو يعظه يا بني لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. ووصينا الإنسان بوالديه حملته أمه وهنا على وهن وفصاله في عامين أن اشكر لي ولوالديك إلي المصير. وإن جاهداك على أن تشرك بي ما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما وصاحبهما في الدنيا معروفا واتبع سبيل من أناب إلي ثم إلي مرجعكم فأنبئكم بما كنتم تعملون. يا بني إنها إن تك مثقال حبة من خردل فتكن في صخرة أو في السماوات أو في الأرض يأت بها الله إن الله لطيف خبير. يا بني أقم الصلاة وأمر بالمعروف وانه عن المنكر واصبر على ما أصابك إن ذلك من عزم الأمور. ولا تصعر خدك للناس ولا تمش في الأرض مرحا إن الله لا يحب كل مختال فخور. واقصد في مشيك واغضض من صوتك إن أنكر الأصوات لصوت الحمير. صدق الله العظيم.
التكبير. التكبير. بارك الله فيك يا عابد. Thank you very much, Abid, for this wonderful Quranic recitation. Aren't you soothed by these wonderful verses from Surah Al-Luqman? MashaAllah. So inshallah, I know I started it early, but I'll go over it again. So I would like to welcome you all to this youth mentorship inaugural, I would say, workshop today. Youth mentorship today. Basically, right, the purpose of this session, like I mentioned, is to organize a youth mentorship for Zumunta youth as a whole, right? It just happened that the teachers of the madrasa thought it wise to start because at least we have a base, which is we've seen that most of our students are getting into the teenage ages, some of them even going beyond that teenage ages, heading into adulthood, right? So we felt it extremely necessary to bring out a program that would shape and guide them, because the religion is always about guidance, right? That's why every day we say, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim. It's not that you cannot go and read, but guidance has to be a conscious effort. So we felt like there's the need to have a design of a program that the youth would embark on, inshallah. Where they have any pitfalls, we can step in and guide them. But so that's the main reason behind what you're seeing here. However, what you're seeing today is the first of many seminars and workshops that will happen, right? So along the line, you will see we will get to that item on our agenda where we'll give you the next step. The first step is mainly the student and the parent to collaborate, discuss independently as well as together, and come out with what will shape the curriculum that we are developing, inshallah, for the mentorship program. We have some values that we would expect to imbibe in our youth: the value of respect, the value of confidentiality, growth, belongingness, and the fact that, yes, our community youth, we would call them something like hybrid, right? They are falling between the full Caucasians or Canadians, to say, or the migrant, like the people back home. So like I see myself, I'm a migrant, but my kids don't see themselves as migrant. And somehow they don't also see themselves as like full Canadians, right? Because they are a blend, and that's fine. And they can still make it as a blend. And nothing stops them from getting to what they aspire to. And that is something that we feel we can give them that encouragement, we can guide them, and with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they would attain that. And alhamdulillah, we have wonderful, able teachers in this madrasa who thought it wise to, bring up a program. And alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed this community with so many intellectuals. And without saying much, that is what you will see today. So on this high table, I have two gentlemen. I call them gentlemen because I don't want them to feel too old, right? So they are still partly youth as well. I have Mr. Ibrahim Larchie. As you can see him, let me not block his view. Very extensive knowledge. This is like his bread and butter, right? He's done it for so many years. Mr. Ibrahim Larchie has been a very respected and dedicated member of this community. I can't talk much because if I start talking about what his contribution has been to the community, maybe we won't go into the main lecture. So for today, he will just give us some teaser, right? So he's not the main speaker today. Today he's going to give us just a teaser along the line. And then next to him, I have Mr. Muhammad Banda. So as we see, Mr. Muhammad Banda is our main speaker for today, and he's currently a lecturer at York University. He also has extensive knowledge in this area, and the two of them together, with the support of our teachers, are going to shape how the youth mentorship program would be, inshallah. Mr. Banda, you can take your seat. And the one who needs no introduction on the high table, maybe I need to introduce, some people might not know him. So the man you see on the right next to them is our one and able president and leader of this community, Mr. Hajj Nuruddin Hussain. The madrasa cannot go where it is also without his able support and every step of the way. He's been there for us from the beginning of this madrasa. So thank you, Mr. President, for that. We appreciate. So now, right, having given you a brief background, we don't want to take too much time because, like I said, we have a very packed activity today. So I'll just go straight to the next item on the agenda, which is understanding identity, a shared conversation. And this will be delivered by Mr. Muhammad Banda, inshallah. So, فليتفضل مشكورا.
Takbir!
Takbir!
Well, I can use the chat now.
Okay.
Because I need to connect. Then, if that is the case, I gotta bring this thing here so that I can get you properly in the way I want. Very good. There's no interference.
Okay, so go ahead and do it. Yeah, for me it's okay. Isn't it? You good? Good. Okay. Welcome everyone. I appreciate all of you taking some time. How's it? Testing.
Can you guys hear him?
Can you hear me? Yeah. So as I was saying, I would like to thank everyone for taking your time out. I know we all have busy schedules, and oftentimes Sundays is when we get to relax, unwind, and also rest a bit, getting prepared, getting ready for the Monday hustle. So I would like to thank you for coming out. Your presence here is an indication that youth development is important to you and as part members of the community. I would like to start with a little short story of my own journey and how I came to have this perspective of the trueness that Brother Mukhtar was talking about. Sometimes you're not completely belonging to your home country, and you also feel like you're not completely belonging to your new one. So I grew up in Kumasi, Swami Magazine. For those of you who know the area, Mr. President. When I was about 6, 7, 8, my father took the family. At the time we were living in what present day, I think, Upper West, the capital of Upper West, present day Ghana. Okay, is that? So he zigzagged the family from northern, come across Brongahafo, and then we finally settled in Kumasi, the Ashanti region. We were first in a neighborhood called Brahabebome, near Dichamso. My first madrasa was in the Central Mosque, near Aswasi. Later we moved to Swami Magazine, and that's where I grew up. Now, growing up, my father was a mechanic and also a lorry driver. So he was away a lot. The man just traveled. That's because he used to drive what we call watonchile. Anybody knows what watonchile is?
A lot.
The youth. No, this is for the youth.
Okay.
All right. Okay, guys. I have $20 for anyone who can tell me what watonchile is, not your parents. see your hands went up. Yeah, you. What's water and chili? You in blue. Huh? Oh, not trot. It's different. Yeah. What is it? You see? This is placement right into what we're talking about, right? Okay. This is your first homework assignment. Okay, go home, ask your parents, what is water chili? And they will read up the explain. You can tell them. Okay. So anyways, my father was a transport driver. He drove water chili and he was away a lot. Half the time he wasn't home. But that's how we and my sibling liked it. We want him to be away. See, the man was very strict. Growing up, you know who is boss when he was home. So, we didn't enjoy him being home at all. In fact, for that reason, we gave him a nickname, the dictator. Right? The benevolent dictator. I mean, he was loving, kind, he provided, but he was a dictator. Like I said, when he's home, you know who's boss. So that was life. That was my experience until I started having my own family in Canada. Now, for the parents here, there are no schools that we go to for parenting 101, right? So when we become parents, we apply what we learn, socialization, what we learn from our parents. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to apply what I learned from my father. Needless to say, it didn't work. Not only did it not work, remember when I said we called my father a dictator behind his back? Well, my children called me a dictator. The difference is they tell it to my face, not behind my back. That's when it started to dawn on me when all these challenges of raising children in Canada, trying to apply my experiences in Ghana to a child growing up in Toronto, Canada. Very challenging. Now, I said this story to illustrate two things. One, my upbringing experience growing up in Ghana is completely different from my children and our children's experiences growing up here. Therefore, the idea of parenting, just like my father, is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a tremendous challenge. One of the second things I want us to take from this experience is this. You see, my father didn't have to be there to raise his own children all the time. It was a community effort. I divide the world into two, the world of adults and the world of children. And in my experience, how I grew up, all the adults in the community come collectively, and the well-being of all the children collectively is the responsibility of all the adults collectively. So I didn't miss my father when he wasn't there to parent me, because I was growing up in the community. Many of you have heard the concept of it takes a village to raise children. Well, that was the true definition of taking a village to raise children. So it took the whole community to raise us. Everywhere you go, you're part of the community. You don't have to compartmentalize your life differently at school, at the mosque, at home, at the playground. Well, as parents, I want you to understand that this rich experience that we enjoy growing up present the whole different challenges to the children growing up in this country. They have to do what we call code switching. Code switching, living in two worlds, and not belonging in any of them fully. That's the experiences. So today we are going to take us on a journey about navigating identity for especially youth of color and Muslim, because each of these identities, while they speak and tell the world who you are, navigating them in these many spaces in Canada and in Toronto can be very, very challenging. Now let me get back to my slides. What is identity? Here we're talking about layered. It includes your culture, your gender, your faith, language, experiences. It includes all of this. You see, it's not like back home where your parents come from, these things aren't there. They were, but they weren't as pronounced. You didn't have to get up in the morning and worry about these things or switch them in different spaces. So how does young people navigate these multiple identities across home, school, society, the community? Because each of these spaces requires you to be something different. Identity is how we understand who we are and how we see ourselves in the world. It includes our values, the values of our parents, background, experiences, and how we connect with each other. It is shaped by our culture, faith, experiences again, schools, friends. But one thing you should know that it is not fixed. There are what we call ascribed, things we are born with. We can't change them. Your gender, your skin color. And then things that you acquire later on in life. Some of you happens to, you want to be a doctor, that will become part of your identity, but you weren't born a doctor. If you want to be a social worker, a lawyer, all of these are what we call acquired. They are part of your identity. So the point here is that identity is not fixed. We continuously reinvent it, and that's how identity is experienced. So I have some examples here for you. As a young person, you may see yourself as a caring sibling at home. Perhaps you're taking care of your younger brothers and sisters. That's who you are, a big brother, a mentor to them. That's one of your identities. But as soon as you get to school, that may switch. You are no longer that big brother caring. This is what we call code switch. Have to apply a different set of your identity. So right now in this place, your faith as part of a Muslim youth can be more pronounced than other parts of your identity, like a student in public school, high school, or primary school. So all these experiences shape you to become who you are later on in life. Here's another example I want to share with you. As a Muslim youth and a Muslim youth of color, you may speak one language at home. I don't know how many of you have been able to master your parents' language, but some of you do. And at home, there's this constant pressure to speak in your parents' tongue or language. You come to the mosque, you come to madrasa every Saturday and Sunday. You may even enjoy hip-hop. Yeah, because that happens to be the culture for the youth that you associate with. Now, I've had some conversations with some people where parents tend to start getting worried about some of their youth and children's interests and choices. Now, from experience, I tend to lay back and not let it worry you too much. I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, the one thing I really wanted to be was to go in the army. I wanted to be a soldier man with one purpose only: to stage a coup and overthrow the government. You know why? Coming out of age, that's what I saw. Rawlings' first coup, second coup. So we all get attached to young people. But I grew out of it. It was just a phase. And one of the things that made me grow out of it was the strong community that I was experiencing and growing up. So the youth may go through these phases, but as long as we keep them in the community, bringing them to madrasa, bringing them to the community, they will grow out of it, no matter what that phase is. I think we've talked about navigating these multiple identities across homeschool in different places. Now, here's some of the experiences that a youth might encounter. So, when you come here, prayers, you take it seriously. When you're home, you take it seriously. You become a Muslim youth practicing your faith, because these spaces encourage and also expect you to do the prayers, do the Ramadan, do all what Islam requires of you. That is great. But the same youth, as soon as you get to school, you may want to downplay that part of you. Not because it's no longer important, but because belonging is very important to youth. So that means, even if I have to downplay my Islamic identity in order to fit in, that's what we do. Doesn't mean you're no longer a Muslim. It just means you're navigating these different difficult situations. And at the core of it is you want to belong, you want to be part of it. So what that means is that you're navigating identity and belonging in different spaces. This is the workshop that we're going to embark on. So we can now do the breakout session and get us to maybe do some of these. Reflect on your own identity, and then we'll come back and have a conversation again. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I'll work. Yeah, thank you. You'll get all the three. Yeah, three. That's nice. There were three with that. Okay, so they have to have one more of this. Yeah. So guys, reflect. So this is you.
Aisha, wacha na kuzuka
This, look at this, and then you feel this. Okay, you feel it. Your own identity. So what you like who you are, right?
Assalamu alaikum. So this breakout session is Assalamu alaikum. So this breakout session, as I highlighted to you earlier, is in two folds. We have one breakout session with the parents and another breakout session for the youth. So we don't want eavesdropping. We don't want who is here. Let me look at the face. Maybe Siddiq has something or he wants to talk, or Alim wants to say something, but he's eyeing his dad. The dad is looking at him. It's like, if I say this, my dad will say something. So the students are going downstairs, right? And then the parents will remain up here for the parents' session. The youth will have their session downstairs for the breakout. So once we are done with the breakout discussions, we'll come back here and continue with the next phase of the program, inshallah. So for the youth, all of you can go down for the breakout session, inshallah. I will bring the worksheet for the parents. Assalamu alaikum. Take it easy, one step at a time. So for the parents, it's going to be like
Yes, ready. Let's go.
So what the session that I will have what the language people are comfortable with, outside cook again, I won't come here outside the job. You need a pen outside the bar. Assalamu alaikum. So, just as we mentioned earlier, right, the whole idea is we want to, so we are drafting a curriculum, right? It's likely going to be like a 3-month program for the youth specifically. To the best of our abilities, we've done what we can, but we don't want to be imposed.
Need some help?
Right? There are certain feedbacks that we feel like when we get it from the parents, it will help shape whatever we are doing. Because this is specific to our community. So some of the things that happen to maybe Ghanaian, Muslim, African community might be different from Somali community. So we just don't want to generalize things and do stuff like that. But we are looking at, so I would have some prompt questions we just discuss, right? We hear views. Please let us not hold back. What we are trying to do is not to judge. Some of the things you are going to tell us, it might not necessarily be your experience. You might have a sister, you might have a neighbor that you think these are some of the challenges they face, right? And you can let us know, and together we can discuss. So for instance, if I have a question like, what challenges do you think young people face today? that adults may not always see. So for instance, as your kids, right, what do you think that they are facing today that you don't think you are aware of, or you don't think maybe during your time you had this challenge? Because understanding these things, right, would help us. So I know it sounds complex, but trust me, if you don't know some of their challenges, it's difficult to help them, to be honest with you. Right? So, for instance, I grew up in Nima, hardcore Nima, Central Nima. All characters are there, trust me. I can tell you, I mean, he knows, right? So, where we grew up, trust me, all sort of characters are there. Whether it's weed smokers, whether it's drug addicts, whether it's alcoholics, and we also have the best of scholars. If you want the best imams, those, so like what they call Tumbingiwa, right? All characters are there, right? So, but trust me, there are things that I've seen in this country that I don't expect to see it. Like I never anticipate that those challenges are there. Even though I thought like where I'm coming from, I've seen it all. But here, there are some behaviors, wallahi, you wonder. You're like,
Can I ask a question?
yes.
Why do we separate the parents from the children?
Oh, because we want them to have a separate discussion.
I'm finished today.
Because yeah, we want
Yeah,
Obama to point
yeah,
forward.
I'm finished.
Yeah. Because if you look at your face, you will say what you want to say. So that's why we are moving you away from you. So I don't know parents, right? Because what I know for sure is that I can tell you some of the challenges they face. I can tell you is they don't know where they fall into. Trust me. Like Mr. Banda was saying. Like Haji Mariam would say, Maria, ke yariyan zango ya kamata ki akanga. And Maria would say, oh, I'm Canadian. You see? So the challenge is that sometimes they are having cultural misfit. They don't know where they fit in. They don't know whether they are purely like Ghanaians. Okay. Chesa, I don't know if you get me right. So, what do you think? So, I mean, I can tell you one is cultural fit, right? They don't really know whether, because you know, some of our cultures doesn't exactly fit here. There are certain things that honestly we do back home that it doesn't fit in this society. That is why I keep telling people, right? Like when we are going out for excursion, you can't expect that example. All the kids to wear jalbab, right? Because we are madrasa. So you tell me that, oh, every guy must dress like me, and every lady must dress like you when we want to go to Wonderland. We are in Toronto, man. It is not Makkatul Mukarrama. You see, so long as their outfit is not exposing, is Islamically okay, like the ladies have, you know, decent dressing, right? So those are some things that, you know, you have to appreciate. So, I mean, yeah, you can tell your daughter to, let's say, put on the hijab, for instance. She doesn't necessarily have to put on, let's say, like the way maybe Ajia Bibi has put on a wonderful mayafi, right? So long as she has put on the hijab, which is Islamically covered, it's acceptable. So that is why we need to understand some of these constraints, and then that's where you can support them better, right? So I want to hear from you. I don't want to be the one talking in.
Identity crisis.
Exactly.
That's what culture.
Okay, so that's fine. So that's also an identity crisis. So is this something that we see, and how do we think we can support them? Yeah, I have a kiss.
It's the same thing. Echoing what you mentioned, and also a little experience working with families as well.
Yeah.
Mostly immigrant families. So yes, the major point is the identity crisis, right? And then the gap. So the gap that we face as parents is that when it comes to immigrant parents, the rule is you have to respect, you have to listen. But the moment your child steps out and gets in the school or on the bus, they are asked to kind of speak out. Speak out with your confidence, and that is the Canadian, that is the Western, that is the enlightened, right? So now this kid is in between these two worlds, and that is called identity crisis.
Yeah.
Whereby, when they are outside, even you, the parent, expect your child to speak out.
Agreed.
But in the moment they get
Stand for
home, you
themselves.
expect them to keep quiet and respect, abide by whatever you do. It's a struggle for the kids. We don't see it, but it's a struggle.
Wallahi, this is a wonderful point, and I think this is very critical, and it's something that I, even as a parent, experience. I'm like, zip it when I'm talking, right? I don't want to hear it. You see? But sometimes you step back and like, I want to hear it. I don't want him to keep it all inside.
Exactly.
So you see, so these are things that, so it's something that we should be conscious about. Wallahi, we really want to teach them respect, right? But we need to find that balance, because I grew up, studied, went to university in Ghana, everything, and I can tell you, majority of our graduates are timid, right? They know it, but they can't really express themselves. Like, to raise your hand even to answer a question is a problem. You see, you will be in a class, you know the answer, but you are scared of raising your hand. And that is where we come from. But this society is different. It's a society that wants what? The kids to be expressive. It wants them to stand up for themselves. So that's why you would have an instance where you say, Nafadi Budaya Fadi Goma. Of course we don't want to tolerate that. Like if I say 1, he says 10. We don't want to tolerate that, but we need to strike a balance. That we want the child to be expressive, but still respectful. Okay, if I'm talking, wait for me to finish. When I'm done, I'll give you a chance to also talk back, right? So that is where we should find that blend. Instead of us just saying, zip it, when an adult talks, don't talk back. No, if it doesn't, like sometimes in madrasa now, right? You see 2 kids having issues. I come and then this guy is talking. He did this, he did that. Then I say, okay, example, I say, zip it, I don't want to hear. But that child feels offended. It feels like the other kid has bullied him, and I'm not giving him the chance to explain. So you see, this child will be keeping it, swallowing it, and until it gets to a stage, it shuts down completely. Now, no matter what you say, they care less. So that is what we are trying to see as parents. We need to find a balance, right? So that the point you mentioned is excellent. I don't know if any other person has a point as well. Otherwise, I can ask another question that we can discuss. So, following up with that, right? What do you think we can do as parents to boost the confidence of our children? Make sure that their confidence and growth. What can parents do to support that?
When you say confidence, in what?
In terms of their ability to be outspoken where is required.
Okay.
Because there are kids that sometimes they get even bullied and they cannot even talk. Because as soon as they begin talking, either we say, shut up, you are lying, or that is how it is, or that. So there are some kids that they are too timid. Okay. They are too timid in terms of
This is a good class in the house. It's a very good class. We are all parents.
Hello.
So I don't know, I don't know if you have a point there. What do you think we can do to support the youth?
You see, what I was trying to say is that if we as parents, we have to follow what we got from back home. I think our kids cannot stay in our house one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even one day.
Yeah.
I think we have to relax a lot.
Alhamdulillah, that's what I want to hear.
For me, my dad, whoever knows my dad, He is a very jovial, he can joke. But at the same time, when my dad gets mad and he holds me, and he's very strong too. But like, he beats me like he never would. He's not the one who half me.
He doesn't love you.
He's not beating with his hand. We have something called Baranzu. You guys know Baranzu?
Dori.
Wallahi. But now, Jizafi. But what about Nago Karina? That's it, just because I beat my younger brother here. He was bullying and I beat him up. My dad, he would beat me like he's not the father. You know, up to now I have the mark at my back. So our kids sometimes, we have to go through what they went through with our parents. And our parents think that what they were doing to us is for us to fix us good. But they don't think that we're going to have it in our mind for a long time against them, for what they did to us, right? But eventually when you also grow and you start growing your own children, then you start thinking that, you know what, I have this mark because I didn't do something right. That's why I got that mark. So do I have to do something like that to my child? The answer is no.
Yeah.
So you balance it out. Don't throw away everything that your parents teaches you back. Don't throw everything out. No. Some things you have to come in your life, bring it in your own life. And then whatever they have it here also, you can blend them together and you can move on with it. But if we say we're going to be one-sided, fully Canadianized and do everything there, trust me, it will be a day you'll be praying and your son will be standing there not even praying with you.
Yeah. No,
So
thank you very much.
That's balance it. That is balance it.
This is very wonderful point, inshallah. You know,
How do you balance it without having problem?
How do you balance it without having problem? Okay, I'll let Prof come in now.
Yeah. Well, I think my view is that.
Can we please listen? Prof is at the back there.
I'm also learning. We are all learning.
Yes.
What my president just said is very important. But the other thing, I think the bottom line of all of this is that, like, I was very surprised when one day one of my youngest daughter, she said, "Dad, this is not the way it works." See, like that sentence, that's not how it works. That's not how it works here. That's not how it works.
So that's why I asked that question.
Yeah.
How do you blend it without having problems?
So for instance, I was going on and on and on about, then she said, "No, Dad, you know what? That's not how it works." And I think that is where our problems are. Most of us, we actually don't know much. We are, in Hausa, there is a bird called Jamaje. Jamaje, we are just in between. We don't know, and we don't also even have the skill to find out. Because, so at the end of the day, we are flying blind, and the kids don't understand us. But when we try to tell them what to do, instead of us to actually go and learn, instead of us to go and find out, this is why this kind of arrangement is very important. Like, I'll tell you what I have done that is wrong, and then all right, so that we can learn from each other. Because believe me, nobody is perfect. And remember, the chart up there, he mentioned the youth. There is a youth, Muslim youth, and then color. So you have triple strike. And so we need to learn from each other. The problem is this, we really don't know. Like the question my brother here asked, how do you do it? How do you stop the child from talking back? How do you stop the child from going out and not coming back home? How do you get them to do their homework? And so the only way to answer these questions is you have to tell yourself that you actually don't know and you want to find out. And that's where all these specialists come in. Before I conclude, I would like to say that, look, the problem is not just black Muslim youth. It's youth in general. In North America, they are the most vulnerable group between that age from 13 to 25. That's where the problem is. So we just don't know, and we don't know how things work. we are also not prepared to go and learn how things work. And so we apply the little we know, and we want to force it. If you do that, the child will rebel. You know, yeah. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much for your submission.
Yeah.
I want you to answer me a quick
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Ask your
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Give it to him. Yeah, the problem, Salam alaikum.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing to realize is that our kids are lacking human skills.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't get it. They're lacking that. So if you could answer that for me.
For in fact, that, it's important that you mention that because that's one of my areas of
Yes,
specialization.
exactly. So you ask, you see, Atike, your question was asked to the right person.
Yeah.
So
You see-
even though I'm not sure you have all the time, but I'll let him give you a very brief
Very
response
brief,
to
yeah.
that. Yes.
And what is the question? Can you explain that?
Skills that our children don't have.
Too big for us.
Come on, wait.
Okay, Waiba, come on, Mr. President, I saw some chairman operation. Question then they come and yaharan, but the number in Goku.
Yeah.
You want you
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's something that
Yes.
Washington
Yeah. Astaghfirullah. Thank you very much for that question. And let me put it this way: is the $64,000 question, and the answer is both direct and simple. I give you one story. I was giving this seminar at Centennial College to parents, and the police. There is a police college where they train policemen at Centennial College, and they said they have youth challenges with our youth, especially black kids, and they don't even differentiate black and Muslim. And the question said, look, so we brought up one of the kids. So what was the biggest problem? Why did you leave home? Why aren't you? That she has conflict with her mother, non-stop. And what's the main? I said, look, reduce it to one question. What's the main problem you have with your mother? So the mother says that she doesn't tidy her room. She doesn't know how to tidy up her room, and she doesn't do any work at home. So, and this has been going on. In fact, the kid was almost being referred to the child services. To cut a long story short, do you know the question? When we finally got the girl, we asked the mother, did you ever teach this girl how to tidy, how to dress her bed? And the answer was no. Did you ever show the girl how to wash? This is a typical African mother. When she's washing dishes, it's like she's washing the face of the moon. You see, she goes into detail. I mean, like she will scrub. While she's scrubbing, she's talking to somebody in Brahabebumi somewhere, you know, and they don't. And yes, the key thing for us here is this: if you don't teach something, as an old teacher, I can tell you this: if you don't teach something, you don't write an exam on it. You don't ask questions on it. But all of us here, we just assume that by some automatic magic, the child will learn how to dress her bed, she will learn how to wash her clothes, she will learn how to dress properly, she will learn how to cook, she will learn how to, of course, wash dishes, even though the dishwasher is there. So the girl said, look, they have a new dishwasher in the house. So she doesn't see why her mother wanted. And look, this simple thing. And when that constraint, when that problem was resolved, they had a way to start. And the mother was confused because it never occurred to her that the girl didn't know how to dress her bed. The girl didn't know how to pack things. Meanwhile, we asked her, her excuse was that the girl's older sister didn't need any of those. But you see, children are different. Every child comes with their own profile. So, although the older sister could do everything, including even, in fact, the mother said that she could stir banku. They said, what kind of banku? What does stirring banku in Canada has to do? But the younger one, no. The younger one didn't, and it was a crisis. And because of that, they couldn't get along. And the girl almost left the house. because she was never taught. Everybody assumed she knew, and nobody explained to her. You know, and I can go on, and there are other practical examples, like you take your children to Ghana, and then you think that they will be happy. They don't know anybody in Ghana. The friends there are different people, and they don't have. And when we do the chart, the training chart, you see the gap where the parents assume too much, and the kids don't have the skills. Go back to what our chairman said. And the skill, there are 3 types of skills. We have automatic skills that you learn for survival, and then there are learned skills. And then there are transferable skills. If you don't go around this properly, you end up with your children who have no skills, and then you try to use emotional control and power and force, and then you end up with problems.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Prof, for this wonderful submission. Can I ask a question before?
Assalamu alaikum. Ina gani mu duka mun kawo yara na wani su a ike suna. Kan yara mu duka ya kamata mu sa idanu kan yaran kan da muka zau. Mu duka responsibility mu ne in ka kan biyan wani waje yana wani abu ka san parents saya kai ma mai shi fada abin da ke damu mu yanzu ke cikin zango community mu na Canada na ga yaro resident na wani abu waje maimakon saya ne mai fada kuma ba to in na mai fada in je fadi mai president excuse me ba kai ba in je fadi mai president maimakon president ya ce mai umarka ne ya yi ma fada ko ba haka ba to yanzu ya bi bayan yaro ya yi ma yaro wani magana da in yaro ya ganka ma in kai mai magana ma ko kula da kai ne sai ta yayi kamata mu duka mu sa idanunmu don na nan wani lokaci president ba kira na yayi magana kan yata wallahi irin abin da na yi mata gida ba wasa ba don na ce ubanta ne ko ina ya ganta kuma ya yi buɗe ta wallahi aka na ce ko da na namijin aka na faɗi mai sai sa ya kamata mu duka mu sa idanu ni wani ya taɓa jama'a me yasa kake da mutana tun ranar na yi shiru maimakon ko yoshi daji aure ko yoshi daji kaza kada ka ya ga menene kun ga irin wadannan ba mu bari kada muka tashi zo assalamu alaikum.
In a brief summary, right? Sorry, because I know some people don't understand Hausa. What he's basically saying is that we need to take each other's kids like ours, so that if you see another person's kid involved in something, you need to intervene. And it's up to the parent. It's actually up to the parent to make that easy. Because obviously, if somebody is not comfortable with you disciplining their kid, you cannot do it. Because you can't be in trouble if you go ahead. So that's why you need that explicit approval. Right? That's why I tell parents, even in the madrasa, I don't know if parents that know me, I always tell them that normally in the educational system, in the educational system, we are asked to what? Teach, not parent. Your responsibility is to teach. Okay, so let me even talk with my voice. So basically, right, what we say is that if you go to school, for instance, they are teaching you. As to parenting is the job of your mother and father, right? But I always tell people that in this, for instance, our community, we teach a parent, except a parent who says your job is just to teach my child. Then we will restrict it to teaching, right? So I tell people, like Ajia Baby is one, she knows me. She tells me that, Malam Mukhtar, you can do with Aisha whatever you deem fit, right?
So in that case, what? If I'm disciplining her, I have no doubt. I know that I have explicit authority. But if another parent says, ya damage her confidence and this and that.
Yeah.
Without, of course, there could be legitimate reason because the kids are growing. So I might talk to somebody that maybe she did not feel so okay. Yeah. It's okay for her to tell her mom, and it's okay for her mom to say, Malam, gaskiya na samu complaint kaza game da diyanka. Then we can all resolve the matter for the what? Betterment of the child.
Yeah.
So I think parents should understand that it's a shared responsibility. And all of us have one aim, which is to bring up better youth for the community. So I think that's very important. One of the points I also wanted to mention in this, how to build the confidence, is we need to give the youth listening ear without judgment. Right? So if they bring something, don't conclude. Don't jump into say, hey, I can get Shesa. Hey, Shesa, I am guilty party, I can tell you. And I'm working towards changing that. Because sometimes, like I know my son, he likes causing trouble. He will fidget here, fidget there. So as soon as he comes with issue, Malik you see? But then he could be coming with a legitimate reason that somebody has done something wrong to him. Yeah. So I think it's, as and when we are all growing, it's a learning thing. Yeah. So we need to give them a listening ear. Yeah. You know why? Otherwise, he will listen to someone else. Yeah. If he realizes that as every day he comes to daddy, my ears are closed. Yeah. But he needs to let that thing out. So in the end, he will listen to somebody. And who knows, maybe that somebody may not be the right person. So that person that would give him that listening ear would end up taking him astray. So like that's one thing I loved about what our Sarki said. Wallahi, it's our responsibility also to be what? Role models for each child. So that if you see, because you know we live in one community, well, before you realize, they'll tell you that we have lost kids to the system. Because there are some parents that genuinely they are struggling, right? That is the reason why, for instance, someone like President, he has enormous experience. So it is what? If maybe I'm new in Canada, I'm struggling in the system. It should be easy for me to approach Mr. President. System. So that is why you see us trying to create this forum. Because President is there every day, he says my door is open. But people will not easily come. So now we are making it through this mentorship program. Our doors are widely open. Please don't keep it to yourself. Zachary, please, you have something to say. Zachary.
What I feel is, I think with the parents we focus too much back home.
Okay.
So like spending much back home.
Please, are you listening to a wonderful point there?
Like, I wanted to take care of my family. I wanted to take care of his family. My elder sister.
I know you are a truck driver. You are tired. Can you talk louder? I know you are tired.
No, I'm good. I didn't work yesterday.
Very good point. Bring it louder. We want it.
I mean, like, we focus too much back home. Let's say my wife wants to take care of his family. Right? Yes. I wanted to do the same. Correct. And we leave our kids, right? So I saw a video. The guy was complaining. He was in Italy. He said he needed a bicycle. The parents didn't buy. He worked with the white people. They have it, and he stole a bicycle. So he ended up getting a criminal record. So my sister case, it's not like jealous my sister. Like it's like he has teachers for his kids every day. Madrasas, they will come to the house, and I'm the one that is like, okay, every month let me send my sister money, and my kids doesn't have that thing. So I feel like that one too is.
No, God bless you. You heard what he said. I don't know if you heard it right. So you see, like I tell them, right? Even me when I go back to Ghana, I tell them,
before you even finish this 1 year, we're going to continue. But what I want you to do, you and the one man, please, let's organize parents. Only the parents.
Yes.
We need to study.
Yes.
Even though you said I have experience, yes, at least 34 or 35 years in marriage, for sure you have some experience.
Yeah.
But still, what we are encountering in this country here, actually vanish all our experience that we have.
Look like you have it.
Yeah, it's like we don't have nothing. So we all need the lessons. So, Brother Larchie, with due respect, can we find a day that we involve all the parents, even those who are not even parents, don't have their children here?
Yes.
Maybe one day they bring their children here.
Yes.
So we have one seminar. I have one case right now.
Yeah.
One gentleman got his son.
Yeah.
The son is a good kid.
Yeah.
It's a jovial kid playing around. He come here, play around.
Yeah.
He attack everybody like a. Right now, as I'm talking to you now, it's in the hand of the government. Right?
Oh my goodness.
The father has been charged with 2 counts of this. You know, because the kid said the father beat me. He left the home. Without proper dress and it's cold outside. Oh my goodness. So they charge him for that. Yeah. And then charge him for not taking care of the kid. Yeah. For assault. Yeah. And also not taking care of the kid. So these kind of things. Yeah. It's a big problem for him.
Oh yes. Oh, yes.
This when government get into that.
Yes.
It's a problem.
Serious.
But we don't know how much problem it is until we get into it.
Oh yes.
So we need the lessons.
Yeah.
So that we can learn from it.
Yes.
All of us.
All of us.
Yeah. And we need it.
Mr. President, before you go, right, so I just don't want to jump the whole thing.
Yeah.
Actually, this is part of the curriculum. So the curriculum, that's why I said, I've spoken to Mr. Banda and Mr. Larchie, they would collaborate. So we have a curriculum for students, and we have within it a session for parents. But then what we wanted to do today was, you see that information is coming out. And that is the whole idea. No man is an island on his own. So what you are saying is very true. Because one day is not enough. So, and every parent can learn one or two from another. So just like what the president said, this is a serious matter that is present.
Oh yes.
Someone has brought his kid to give him better life. But now
this complaint came only Friday.
Now the
father
person
came to me that I'm in trouble.
He's in trouble.
Tell me the story.
But I would like to add that some of the points that are being raised, I've been recording some of it. We should record them all. And this is a continuing process. And some of the things like what Seriki mentioned about communal involvement in children, we should also understand that some of the solutions we think work can backfire. Without the background, if you don't know the child, if the child doesn't have the understanding that Sheikh Mukhtar has the right to intervene, if you meet him outside and you intervene, there will be big problem for both you and the child. So what we need is what President is saying is very important. We need to have a forum, continuous forum. Perhaps we say that every 2 weeks, on Fridays or on Sundays, all parents, come with your family, come with your children, even if they are adults, come introduce them to everybody else. Introduce them, and don't fight the kids. The ones who want to come, you let them, because if you have 3 kids and you are able to get at least 2 of them on the right path, at least you've done. But because it's a serious challenge, like the example he gave about we spending so much at home and spending, and all kinds of stuff. And then you go out and you find out that we are not doing as much here. So please, we should take it on advisement. And the parents can all, when you are called, nobody has all the answers. Astaghfirullah, everybody here has a portmanteau full of experience, which we talk to them, let them talk to us. Let them tell us what the problems are. For me, I always believe that if you collect information, if you have enough data, then you can make informed decisions. Inshallah. So that one is something we should look into. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we have some more points? Okay.
The ladies, we have.
Yeah. So someone is talking here.
Yeah.
I think because I grew up here.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand some of and I did go through some of the challenges with my parents. But I think another thing with the African community too is the parents are not emotionally available for the kids.
Wonderful point.
That's a big word.
So I don't know if you all heard a point, right?
Explain it in Hausa.
Kingani. Wallahi, when the parents are not emotionally available for the kids.
Correct.
Because the kids are going through stages, right?
Yes.
Especially the girls.
Yes.
Most especially, right? They are 13, 14, hormonal changes
Yeah.
and things happening, certain things, and you're like, oh, this is nothing. You know, like I said, if we keep shutting them down, it will close. And once it closes, that's it. It's difficult to open it up. And they would fall on friends, and you know, it's not everybody that can give that advice. So this is a wonderful point as well. And I'm happy coming from you because we need some of the feedbacks from people that have lived it here, especially. I know you are also one of them. Unless you've been in this system, I want to hear from you. What is your viewpoint? I know Namao likes to be very quiet, but she has a lot inside. So Namao, can you say something? Because you know some of the things they know, right? Some of the things that the way they feel. What else is all? Okay, tell them 2 minutes. Okay, Nama, what do you want to say? What do you think can be done? It's like what? Okay, well, like what she said, right? The emotional support. Okay, then I would want to listen to before Doc. Imam.
So if you want to tell me whatever is in Firdaus' mind, this is
What is
Nama's. Nama, come on.
Now that the president has said something, I'll come back to Nama.
We want to hear something from Nama.
After Imam, we'll come back to Nama. So Nama, start conjuring the sentences. We'll come to you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Mine was just a suggestion.
Okay.
About this seminar that we're having.
Okay.
I'm planning quarter. We can have it every quarter because I'm learning a lot about this. I have a lot, but all I have in here is what we learned.
Yeah.
So it's better if we can support this to have a quarter, like every 3 months of the year, inshallah. This Zumunta will change the Muslim community, especially in like our Ghana community. And then I'm so grateful about the leaders that we have in here. So if this can be guaranteed for every for us to have it every 3 months of the year, inshallah, we must see a very big change.
Inshallah. Thank you for your support.
One quick
okay.
One quick, to let you know how difficult things are going to be. Can somebody tell me what's the Hausa word for emotional?
Wallahi, emotional. Wallahi. Indeed, after so that wallahi, I hate feelings.
So the reason why I ask the question is that the challenge we have. Damua. Okay, so you see, we can't even express. So a lot of us, like we are speaking different languages. The kids are talking one way, and we are talking another way. So we have our work cut out for us.
Inshallah.
May Allah bless everybody who can help. Yes.
So I think time is fast spent. We don't want to spend the whole day here. But trust me, like Imam Al Hassan said, wallahi, this is just a first step. But I don't want to talk much. As to how this thing will progress is entirely dependent on the cooperation of parents. Because I can tell you, before we finalize this activity, we've been discussing this for weeks, right? And then you come, but I'm impressed because at least we have a sizable number of parents. But I can tell you that if you cooperate and support, that would also encourage the organizers to do more. Because when you organize something and it's not appreciated, then you feel like, okay, maybe what I'm doing is not right. Why do I continue to do it? So, you want to say something?
About the agenda that
Mashallah, mashallah. Atakbir. So you heard what he said, right? He said, if we can stick to quarterly meet up, inshallah, he and his family, they are ready to foot the bill for whatever food and refreshment that would happen on that day. Jazakallahu khairan in that regard. Even if it does not materialize, Allah will reward you because in Islam, actions are backed by intention, right? So inshallah, may Allah reward you for that, inshallah. So can you all be seated, please? We don't want to spend the whole day here. We have still finished and we have lunch. So once we are done, we will eat lunch before we leave, inshallah. Can you all take your seats? Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Can we all be seated so that we can proceed to the next phase of the agenda? So, inshallah. Okay, so the younger kids downstairs, right? Can you please go down now, please? Your malams are taking you down. Okay, I'll just give you 2 minutes to do that. Go down. Zumunta. Side, go sit, go sit.
Okay, salam alaikum. I think everybody is seated now. So I would like to call on Mr. Ibrahim Larchie to give us some 15 minutes talk, inshallah, before we go on the next item on our agenda, inshallah.
To be less than 50 minutes, inshallah, because we are all enjoying this session. I probably should listen to
Oh yeah. Just had it. Return.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to thank you all for your patience and for the effort you put in. What we are talking about here is very, very important. The first thing I would like to say is that nobody has all the answers, and most of us are always learning. I'm over 70 years old, but I'm still learning. And so let's just keep on. Yeah. I like to. I wish I could. But anyway, what I want us all to take away from today is I'm an old teacher, so I like practical things. So I'm gonna simplify it. Okay, thank you very much. I'm gonna simplify it and say that all we are talking about here today can be summarized in a diagram. You draw a big circle, and then you draw another one here, and then you draw another one there. Now, this is the youth of Canada, the youth in general. Then you have Muslim youth, and then you have black or youth of color. So this is a summary of everything we are trying to do here. And inside here, you find out that the key group, the most important group we are interested in for ourselves is this one, the intersection of CYM. So you have the youth, colored youth, and Muslim youth. And the problems we are dealing with can be summarized by how this diagram relates. And unfortunately for us, the children here who are Muslim and also black or colored, they have to interact with all these other people. 1, 2, 3, and yes, 1, 2, 3, the big ones. And so you have the children interacting here, interacting there, and so you see that it's not an easy question, and it's not an easy problem. So I want everybody, every parent here, to give themselves credit, because none of us here, including all of us here, none of us had been to school to learn how to do parenting. No, there is nothing like that. In fact, some of the best learned, smartest people, their children are even worse. Okay? And for the children, we like to beg you, the children, those who understand, and those who don't understand, please make an effort. We believe you, we love you, we trust you. We want you to be the best. We know you don't understand us, but I want to say that we get it, okay? All of us, all the parents here, we all get it. Our problem is the word communication. How to communicate with you. Communication, language, and let's just be honest, words. The words that the youth uses usually are beyond us. Our communication skills are very low. Like you can see that I'm struggling to speak English because I grew up speaking about 4 different languages. None of them are important here. So right now, the communication is this. Before you guys came up, the parents, we had a nice, lively discussion. We wanted to find the meaning of one word. One of the first complaints all children, all the youth here have is that our African parents are emotionally unconnected. We are not emotionally connected to your views. Like, we don't feel how you feel. Here's the bad news, and I'm gonna make it very brief. The bad news is we weren't brought up that way. In fact, I asked somebody over here, what's the Hausa word for emotion? What's the Hausa word for feeling? What's the Hausa word for, some of the stuff that is important to you? We don't have it. And so when my daughter sent me a text message and she said, Dad, I love you, I'm reluctant to reply, because when you use the word love, in my mind, it means something totally different. You see? So, and you think, why doesn't my dad say, I love you back? Because for me, it's not natural. So what I'm trying to say is that, so we have a lot to do. We have a lot of work to do. All we can do is this, and here's the beautiful part of it. We have one tool that works every time, all the time, and that is Islam. Okay? Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Islam is a complete and composite system of life that if you truly understand, it makes a whole lot easier. Okay? And so for now, this is just an introduction. We're going to come and see how we can use Islam and the teachings of the religion, the teachings of our Holy Prophet ﷺ, and to be able to make our life easy. It's not going to be simple, but it's going to be a little easier. Okay? Just want everybody to know that. And in order to understand all of this, there's one word, and now everybody talks about it these days. It's called skills. If you don't have a skill to communicate, like if I cannot communicate with you, there is no way I'm going to be able to solve your problem. And language skills. Right now, there are three main types of languages you need. You need language for daily life, language for your work, to earn money or school, and then language in order to actually think. If I ask you now, how many of you think in English? Very few people. But the kids who were born here, like she at this age, she only thinks in English. Okay? Meanwhile, I think in 5 different ways. I think sometimes in Hausa, and I'm talking about Zongo Hausa. Then I think in, because if Ghana Hausa is different from Nigeria Hausa, when they open Kano Hausa, I don't hear, I can't understand. Then I think in my mother's tongue when I'm very upset, and that's Sisal. And I think in my father's tongue when I'm very happy, and that's Wangara. And I think in French when I want to show off. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that all of these are skills. Skills for communication, skills for language, skills for words. And I didn't mention the last language these days for the youth is what is called machine language, programming. How many of you, the kids here, how many of you can program in any language, in Python for instance? Python, thank you. Any other person? Yeah. You see that none of the parents would know anything about machine language. However, your world is going to be based on machine language. You cannot get any job if you don't have machine language experience. You cannot get any job in future if you have to actually work with artificial intelligence. The point I'm trying to make is this. Our objective here today is to introduce you to the idea that you belong to a community of older people, parents, uncles, brothers, sisters, who are interested. We love you. We want you to be the best. We are one. Yes, we do not understand your language, but we are trying. We are ready to learn. And when we make mistakes, you should forgive us. Don't just think that we are, we are from Africa and all of that. No, we still care. The only thing we have done is to care for you. And for the parents, we're going to say that we want you to understand that nobody has a manual for raising children, okay? Family, and so we should make an effort. One of the questions I keep on worrying about is, if you don't teach the thing, if you don't teach the child, if you didn't spend time showing the child how to tidy up their room, how to keep how to even prepare their own food, don't expect them to know it. And if you haven't, an old teacher will tell you that if you don't teach the lesson, you can't give a test on that lesson. Okay? So you parent, if you come and say, why is the child not behaving? You should know that perhaps you never taught, you assume that she will learn at school. No. The school system is only to hold them quiet enough for 8 hours to teach them a few things. So please, it's going to be based on skills. That is where I come in. I have skills in all kinds of crazy things, like you don't even want to know. So we're going to learn things like how to transfer skills, soft skills, transferable skills, and hard skills. Hard skills is where we're going to do some of the things about language, whether it's machine language or human language, which means we'll try and also even bring some local language. Hausa, for instance, is a lingua franca in West Africa. If you can speak some Hausa, you can live anywhere in West Africa, from Senegal to Congo. So things like that. We're going to learn all of this. However, we're going to need your help. For any of these to work, we have to go back to the old where we started, and I'm ending soon. So that where we started, remember this. And that's where my professor here told us that, look, everything, the identity you have is based on, first and foremost, you are a young person, then you are part of the colored people, black people, and you are also a Muslim, which means everything you start. And somebody asks you, why are you a Muslim? You tell them you are a Muslim because Allah, who created you, is always with you. Somebody a long time ago, one Imam told us that if anytime you are in doubt about who you really are, just put your hand on your neck. If you feel the pulse, that's Allah. Okay? The day you don't feel the pulse, astaghfirullah, you are done. So we are Muslim, we are colored people, and we are also young. Yes, even if you are old, you are young. So that's where everything we're going to do is going to be based on this. So thank you so much. May Allah bless you all. And
Atakbir! Atakbir! Barakallahu fika ya Prof. So this is just a high level of what Prof has given us. There is a detailed stuff that will be shared, but we don't want to keep everybody here for hours and hours. We want you, by the time we are done, you go back excited, looking for more, inshallah. So we would want to do it in such a way that you don't get bored, but every day you live, you know that you are going home with something, inshallah. So we go to the next item on the agenda, which is more like a recap and a reflection. Right, so this is closer reflections and commitment, inshallah. So with that, I would like to call on Mr. Banda once again to lead us into this session, inshallah. Once he's done, I'll give them. So, Mr. Banda has brought some resources. So let me give it to Mr. Banda now, and after that we would go on the next item, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. So as we come to the end of this program, I would like to echo what the previous speakers have mentioned, which is this is just the start of a journey. But in order for us to reach the destination, we need everyone involved. We need an involvement. Parents, community partners, friends, family members, all must get involved in order for this to work. I would like to show just 2 slides, and then perhaps we can conclude this. But before I do that, I would like to remind us of something I said earlier. When I said we gave my father a nickname as a dictator, he doesn't know it. Now, I'm going home in August, and if I go and he start to ask me, that means somebody in this room mention it. So be warned, I know where you all live, okay? If I get in trouble, I'm coming to you. Now, we also mentioned about taking a village to raise children. But like one of my mentor, Professor Day, kept reminding us, you need to build the village first. You cannot raise children in a village that doesn't exist. So the question we have here is, what kind of village are we going to build? And Sheikh Professor Ibrahim has mapped out this Venn diagram about the challenges facing us. So without further ado, let me come back to this. Yes. So, parents, I want you to keep this in mind. The youth are navigating multiple spaces unlike the ones that you grew up in. So, a youth carry many expectations from family, culture, religion, and society at the same time. They are pressured to fit in everywhere they go. You need to be patient. You need to understand. You need to open that channel of communication. Because the balancing act can be very emotional. It's an emotional labor. Code switching is a term we use in our work. And what that means is that they change how they speak, dress, or act in different spaces. Not because they would like to belong and be part of these spaces. All of this act is also building what we call cultural capital. If you're born in Canada, in order to succeed, you need to learn a certain cultural traits that may not be part of your parents' culture, because you need it in order to succeed. I think we've already talked about this, about how children are balancing 2 worlds. What you may see as a parent is your child acting one way at home and then acting a different way outside. So living in those two worlds can be very demanding, and what the child needs is support. Okay, I think, yes, I would like to, there's one last, yes, these are some of the session themes that in the coming weeks we are going to sit down and talk about, I guess the sequence and the times within which we would like to do this. I mean, ideally we want to do it every week, but we know life is busy and we may not be able to do it, but whatever it is, we will sit down, talk about it. But in the coming weeks or a couple of weeks, these are some of the session themes that we hope to navigate or talk about: identity and self-esteem, goal setting and life mapping. We will talk about leadership and community services, career exploration, and skill building, as we just heard from Brother Ibrahim here. Financial literacy, right? We'll get into talking about all of these things. So this endeavor is a third space, completely different from home, different from the madrasa. It's just another space we want to create to give the youth a place to be themselves, right? So with that, I'm gonna bring this to a close. Oh, okay. Yes, so the last theme there is navigating racism, sexism, and peer pressure, Islamophobia. Our youth are going to experience all of this. If you live in Canada, it is a lived reality. You are going to encounter it. It's going to be part of your life. How do we navigate it? How do we deal with it? We hope to create a space and have these conversations in the weeks coming. Thank you very much.
Atakbir! Atakbir! Barakallahu fika ya Mr. Mohammed Banda. So, all these themes that you are seeing, just to clarify, these are themes that we are going into for the youth. For the parent sessions, we will have different themes, inshallah. In due course, we would communicate that. But what Professor Mohammed Banda was talking about was mainly in the coming weeks, and the frequency as well. It's mainly talking about the youth workshop, right? The youth mentorship program. Of course, the parent one will not be as frequent as the youth one. But for the youth one, it's a curriculum, well structured, and now we will decide as to whether it's weekly or bi-weekly, and we would communicate that with the parent. That is why the forms I've given you, it's very important that you complete those forms and return it to us, because like we said, we don't want it to always be a top-down approach, right? We really want to design things that solve practical problems. So the conversations we have had earlier is very helpful. We will take the feedback, but then the forms we've given you as well, you can complete them, inshallah. For those of you whose students are whose kids are in our madrasa, next week Saturday, you can bring them when you are coming. For those who are not a part of the community madrasa, you can always bring it out as well as soon as you can. Thank you very much. I think we are almost coming to the concluding part of the seminar. Before I call the president to give us the vote of thanks, I would want to, with the help of Malam Bashir, distribute these resources, right? So it's a quick resource that we had for the youth. No, but I think it's not best for our parents. So we will give it to the parent. These are resources that there are like some few things that we thought wise, that is education and homework support, right? At the moment, yes, we as a community, we don't have these resources, but we've managed to, itemize some organizations that can provide this support. But let me emphasize that
it is our expectation that in the nearest future, some of these resources, we could have them internally, like Homework Club. We have fantastic resources within our community, from engineers, nurses, lawyers, accountants, all of them are in our community. And there's no way we cannot handle K-12, curriculum, right? So definitely, gradually we will get there, inshallah. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and may Allah reward you. But before that, I would like to call on Mr. President. We would not deal with that later. I would like to call on Mr. President to give us the vote of thanks before we. Mr. President, vote of thanks.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, before I say anything, I will just turn around and say Sheikh Muhammad Banda and my big brother Alhaji Ibrahim Larchie. These are the two brothers who are the reason why we are all here. I know you guys will be here because you have to come to Madrasa for sure. For myself, I might not will be here. I came here because of these two guys so that we can learn something from them. But to tell you, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from the questions and the answers I got from the parents and the teachers. Alhamdulillah. I know we're going to continue doing this in the future, inshallah. Secondly, I will thank the teachers, the organizers, who organized this big stuff for us to come. May Allah reward you. And the parent, I should even rank you to be the first one. But the reason why I said that, every time my son is coming to Madrasa, it's my wife who brought him. She's the one who always gets ready. Where is Abdurrahman? Abdurrahman. So today it's me who started with that in the house. So I know what you guys go through. The parents, may Allah reward you. May Allah reward you and give you the strength to continue with this. And never get tired. It's worth it, because you know why? Once you bring in the children to Madrasa, they come and go. Apart from the reward that you are getting from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the kid will grow up and think. Like a while ago, I said something here when the kids are not here. But up to now, I every day pray for my father. He passed away. Whatever I went through when I was younger, but when I grow up, I love him so much more than anything in the world. Because I know whatever he did to me is out of love. The shouting, the beating, everything he does, he did it just because for me to grow up and become who I am today. Am I right or wrong? So I thank him and I pray for him in the grave. So we hope that one day when we are not here, our children also will look back and say, my mom will wake me up, get shower. Have you eaten? Have you done this? Put on your clothes, take your jacket. What is your socks? Until they get them to Madrasa. It's a lot of challenges. May Allah reward you. May Allah give you the strength. And whatever you use for your fuel, for your time, may Allah pay it in your pocket, here in dunya and the akhirah. And also, may Allah unite us together to love each other, to make ourselves like one family. Not to see somebody thinking like he's just somebody else. No, think like he's your family, direct family. In that way we can go far. So, and my last is the children that come to Madrasa. Our prayers for you is to be the best in the world. We want you guys to be the best in the world. When your teachers are teaching you, sometimes they say something you don't like it, they raise their voice, you don't like it. I know in your coconut you say, why this? You don't show it in your face, but in your coconut, you're worried about it. One day you will see that Malam Mukhtar, he was my teacher, he was my mentor. Malam Bashir, Majid, Malama, all this, you start thinking about them and say, may Allah reward them. You will do that one day first. But today, you might not know what they are going through, and the parents do. So may Allah make whatever they teaches you become beneficial to you. May Allah keep this community growing and go far more than what we ever think in our mind. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Oh, before I finish, our king is here. Sarkin Zongo himself is here. Sarki Sandas Noah. I can't go without saying Assalamu alaikum to Sarki. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Atakbir. So just before we have our closing prayer, I'll just give 1 to 2 minutes for us to hear something from our Sarki Zongo as well. I should have given Sarki Zongo before the present wrap up, but since Sarki was down, that's why. So,
Assalamu alaikum. Wallahi abin da ya yi kyau kwarai. Mun gode ma malamai da abokina Muhammad Banda da brother mu, babban brother mu can. Mun gode mai kwarai. Wallahi parents da aka fara makaranta ina kan zuwa kawo musu kofi in kawo musu dona. Bamba kun kai tuti ba ku kai ba? Madam ba su kai ba, sai ta Allah ya sai donin nan wani $20 $30 da kofi kawo. Yau da na zo na kai yaran ga nace ai dole bai ya sai kuma ya sai dole shi wani $1,000 wallahi, because the kids are many. Wallahi alhamdulillah, Allah sa albarka. Parents ku yi kokari saboda gobe ba yau ba, wallahi saboda gobe mu duka mun sha bulala makaranta amma nan ba bulala sai dai magana. Allah iya muna, Allah sa mu kare lafiya, malaman kuma da matan don Allah taimake su. Parents ku yi kokari ka ku yi kiwiya, wata rana an ci amfani shi insha Allah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Atakbir. Atakbir. So the last but not the least on our agenda is, please no shyness, we need some feedback, instant feedback from at least 2 parents before we end the session today. What is your take? What do you think? Just anything that comes from your mind. There's no right or wrong answer. Ajia Firdaus.
Oh, they will not hear you. It's okay. We want everybody to hear you. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Okay. All I wanted to say is, like, I'm really proud. I'm really, really proud to actually. You can't hear me? Okay. I just wanted to say I'm really proud to actually witness this, because I feel like had my generation of Zumunta had this kind of what would be this kind of programming, I think we would be a very connected community. We would probably understand each other better. So I'm really proud that this is happening for my kids, because it never happened for me. Because I've always felt like our community is very judgmental, and we don't encourage like each other to make each other better. So to actually have this, it's a new beginning for all of us, and I'm very proud. That's all.
MashaAllah. I think we should clap for your sister.
Atakbir. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this way of life as a Muslims. Only Allah chose people who He wants, and we are the one. And one thing I'm just asking, if we have ITs over here, they can build one thing like, let's say, TikTok or WhatsApp or whatever, for our children to be in there, so that we can have our Islam community grow and grow stronger. That's all I want, inshallah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Atakbir. Any more feedback? Gaddafi.
Oh, Namau, okay. Since this one is on popular request, Namau cannot escape. So, can you please pass this back? Okay, I think she's not Namau. They said she's Matan Serki. So, Matan Serki. Matan Serki, say sorry.
What matter?
You can carry, keep Banda. Okay, Mujinaki.
If we are saying you muna gode muku kwarai-kwarai malam. Na fi son ma da in yi da.
Yi da baki ana
Muna godiya. Farko dai muna gode ma Allah madaukakin sarki alhamdulillah. Sa'annan da maluma na zumunta ni kusance maluma na ne. Allah ya saka muku da alkhairi, Allah ya biya da Mr. President mu da su maluman gabi wanga da sunansu ba tukunna su kansu muna gode musu Allah ya saka Allah ya biya mu kuma duk abin da aka faɗi muka ce idan Allah ka ba mu iko mu yi aiki da shi ya taimake mu duban yaran mu ya tashi ya godiya na dai da maluman zumunta ku duka kun san kanku ban kiran suna tun daga farko har karshe da mazan da mata Allah ya saka muku da alhairi yaran mu na annon Allah suna hannu ni dai zina yara na annon Allah suna hannu saboda Allah da nabi duk wani abin da kuka gani na ba daidai ba ko da ba ni a sawata na muku godiya dubun godiya Allah ya biya Allah ya saka assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Now say something. Feedback. Okay, say salam alaikum.
Why? Let her be.
Basically, what everyone said about this program, it's a good opportunity for the kids and also for us parents to also learn on how to manage the kids and stuff, because also us parents, we don't have time for the kids or are busy, so it's a good opportunity.
Okay, any feedback from any student want to say something? Anybody want to say something? Anybody want to say something? So you guys are not courageous enough, or you don't want a parent to say you talk? Okay. You want to say something? First of all, I just want to say thank you to teachers for what you did is really helping us, all of us. We all want to say thank you, and for our teachers every day. You know, one thing. I mean, I'm going to now from Karachi, Kawamba, or move to Kawayan, Gidam, Kozolanga, Muki, Muki move, but this thing is with the okay, Atabir, you know what? He said what is in his mind. That is what is important. Okay, Saida wants to say something. Oh no, Saida, you want to say something? We need, okay, we need mostly the youth, right? Jamil, where's Jamil? Okay, quick, Jamil.
It was good how we learned about how there's difference between our parents and us, how there's a communication barrier, and it's good that we know each other's thought process, because it can be difficult for some people to connect with their kids because of this. So this program is very good for that.
Okay.
MashaAllah, barakallahu fika. Okay. You want to say something? Okay, so I think Imam Al Hassan has said something. Any more feedback from any of the parents? Mala Salisu, Mala Zakari, Mala Yusuf, Haj Abbas, Mufti Gaddafi, ga su Zakari, ga sarki da kanshi. Ku ba mu feedback ku she mu wrap up. We're just about almost any more feedback? Or you guys are good?
We're good.
Okay. All right, so Jama, I think we have come to the end of the program. I would like to thank everyone. Yeah, we'd like to thank you for this event. It wouldn't have been a success without the cooperation, but I can tell you that the ones that we are most proud of are our students. Wallahi. I can tell you that the students we have in this Zumunta, wallahi, it's not like we are bragging, right? But they can stand in Makkatul Mukarramah and recite Quran, wallahi, in the presence of any scholar, and we will not be doubtful because we know what they are putting into. That is why we tell you that it's not a one-day thing. It's not like there's a magic wand. It's a process. If you are patient, you are dedicated, you would get there. And we have seen that with our students. I'll just pray that may Allah continue to encourage them, like to continue to strengthen them in their quest for learning the deen. And for the parents as well, may Allah continue to give you the strength as well. Because driving through snow to come here, I know some parents who drive over an hour to get to this place, just to give the students the knowledge of the deen. So may Allah help you and help us all, inshallah. We have food downstairs, inshallah, so we can eat lunch, we pray zuhur, and then inshallah all of us can leave. So we would give like 30 minutes. I think we would go, everybody can go down, perform wudu, we pray zuhur. Wait, we pray zuhur. After that, we eat lunch, and then all of us can go, inshallah. So, yeah. We'll pray before we eat. That's easier, so that there's no rush when you are eating, right? So what we can do is, please, once the parents go down to do wudu, the students remain and pack the chairs back. Okay, students, let parents go down to do wudu. So parents, can you please go? Hey, I said students remain seated. Students remain seated. Okay.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu